So that is everything that comes in this cute little box. You guys, 22 hours is a long time, and that only leaves 2 hours to eat and drink anything other than water. So let's put these in and see the before and after of how I'm speaking right now compared to how I'm speaking with the aligners in. Like, this should be fun. Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel for another video if you're returning. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tasha. I talk a lot about affordable and luxury fashion, travel and lifestyle vlogs. So if that sounds like a little bit of you, then make sure you stick around and click that subscribe button. Now, today's video, I wanted to get into all things Invisalign. Let me get my, do it again. Invisalign. I have officially started my Invisalign journey, and this video is going to be episode 1 of a series that I will probably be titling Invisalign Journey in a playlist. And I really just wanted to open the floor and start off with why, how much it cost, how long the process is going to be, pain, like all sorts of questions that I had when I was considering embarking on this journey. First things first, I don't currently have my aligners in, simply because I wanted to do a before and after in terms of my speech, because right now this is how I would normally speak without my Invisalign. I do have the attachments here which kind of are rubbing against my cheek, so it does still feel like I'm speaking a little bit different, but I still feel like this is how I was speaking before. So this bag right here has everything that my dentist gave me when she gave me my first set of aligners. So the question that I've been getting frequently with people in my day-to-day life is why? Why are you doing Invisalign, Tasha? And I feel like if you've never had the desire to straighten your teeth, then you would naturally wonder why. So my why is I'm finally at a stage in my life where I can finally afford to go on this Invisalign journey, because it's not cheap, but I will shed some light on the cost and the pricing in a minute. But that is one of my reasons. The other obviously major reason is that I want a straighter smile. I know that my smile has always been beautiful. However, for me, when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I just know that the smile is not as straight as I would love it to be. And I've always been a little bit insecure when it comes to smiling and, you know, smiling out loud. Because there's a difference between, you know, smiling out loud and then sort of covering your mouth when you smile or when you laugh. And I feel like that's always been me. So this is just an opportunity for me to smile bright, smile big, and just have a straight smile. That is my why. It's as simple as that, really. So as a gift to myself, that is what has brought me to the Invisalign journey. So in terms of why Invisalign and not traditional braces, for me, number one, and I'm not gonna lie, it's aesthetics. Braces are obvious in the mouth. Like when someone smiles, you can tell that they're wearing braces. Whereas if someone's wearing Invisalign, it's a little bit harder to tell, and I quite like that, because it then means it doesn't really interrupt my day-to-day. And also the biggest reason why Invisalign is that you can take your aligners in and out, especially if you notice that maybe it affects your speech a little bit, like you develop a lisp. If you have important meetings, important events that you're going to, you can take them out. The only thing that I would say is a little bit noticeable still with Invisalign is if you have attachments. So for me, I have attachments, and I feel like they stick out a little bit. Like if you're looking at my profile, you can sort of see the attachments sticking out. Let me come closer so you can see what they are. They are basically these, like see, maybe I'm overthinking it, because I can't really see it in the camera even when I came close, but they are little teeth color dots that they place on some of your teeth. It might be all of them, it might be some. For me, it's some of my teeth, especially at the back, and then one right at the, like my two front teeth. I've got one dot on there. and it's to basically help speed up that moving process and also help your aligners attach better. So I've got a couple of those dotted around, and I feel like they are a little bit noticeable, but not as much as if I was to be wearing metal braces. So that was one reason why Invisalign. So in terms of prices, I know that this is probably one of the main reasons why people will probably click on this video, is you want to know how much. And that's probably one of the first questions that everybody asks when someone presents them with a service or a product, is how much, which makes sense. So the cost varies from case to case, and the cost starts anywhere from £1,000 all the way to £4,000. Now at the moment I'm at the higher end of that cost, so I think I paid around £4,125, and that is the highest package, and that allows you to have all of your aligners as well as your refinement aligners included. So refinement aligners would be if I get to the end of my journey, so let's say if it's 11 months, if I get to the end of 11 months and my dentist feels like I need a couple more sets of aligners to make sure that it's moved fully to where we want to be, then that refinement stage is included in my package. It comes with teeth whitening at the end, so my dentist will whiten my teeth, and there's also frequent visits with my dentist. So basically I've got my dentist on speed dial, come in, see her if anything is up. So that is all included in that price. So I'm quite happy with the price that I paid. And speaking to a couple of different people around about that 4,000 region is not unique. It's actually the average price that people will pay when it comes to Invisalign. Now there are some cases where if you don't need much movement, then you may actually be able to get away with paying like 2,000 instead of the higher end, but again it just varies from case to case. So now that the price element is out of the way, let us get into what comes in the bag. And also I wanted to talk a little bit about pain, because you guys so what comes inside this little bag is, let's get this. So this box right here comes in this cute little dust bag, and my dentist actually said a lot of her clients use the dust bag to carry their toothbrush, their toothpaste, their floss in here, and it zips up nicely. Put it in your work bag, put it in whatever bag you're carrying, and then you won't have any stains in your actual bag. So this has a little purpose if you want to use it as. And also, can we just get into the design? Can we get into how sleek everything is? I am a sucker for aesthetics. I'm a sucker for packaging. Just the sleekness of everything. It's not bulky. Yeah, for me, 10 out of 10, I love it. So one thing to note as well is I currently only have one pair of aligners, simply because my next appointment is in 2 weeks and I'll get around 5 or 6, my dentist said. So this one is just to make sure that I'm wearing them for the amount of time that is recommended, which is 22 hours is what my dentist has said. And you guys, 22 hours is a long time, and that only leaves 2 hours to eat and drink anything other than water. It's really like an unintentional diet at this point, because I only got a short window. But anyways, I say all of that to say, what comes in this box? When you open up the box, you've got the brochure that says your smile is just the beginning, and inside is a bunch of information about how to put the Invisalign on, how to clean it in different languages, and so on and so forth. And then you've got the case that you can pop your Invisalign in when you're not using it. So this case is pretty sleek as well. I like how it's black. It can just fit seamlessly into your bag, and it looks like a compact mirror if you don't know the Invisalign logo. So I really like that. And at the moment you can see I've got my aligners in here, simply because I'm not using them right now, because I'm obviously speaking to you guys without them in. And then you've got the cleaning crystals right here in this gold packaging. Again, come through packaging, come through color palette, like hello. And this morning I actually used my cleaning crystals just as a demonstration for how you would use the cleaning crystals. Otherwise, there are so many ways to clean your aligners. It doesn't need to be these cleaning crystals all the time. In the brochure, they actually recommend to only use the cleaning crystals once a week, and then every other time use your toothbrush and toothpaste and just brush inside the liners and then the aligners, and then brush outside the aligners as well, just to keep them smelling fresh and to keep any of that buildup really building up, if that makes sense. So that is everything that comes in this cute little box. So in terms of pain, I have been wearing my aligner since Thursday. Today's Sunday, so it's been how many days? 4 days. The first 2 days, sleeping and waking up, the pain was more significant in the morning, in terms of just feeling that it wasn't like a sharp pain, it's more of a dull pain, like, you know, just that pulsing pain. And of course you can take paracetamol and stuff like that, but I just ride it out. Like, it's not that big of a pain, and it's manageable. So that's what I've noticed, and I'm pretty sure that's because the teeth are moving, and as and when I change my aligners, that pain will probably reappear. But I'm looking at day 4, and putting them in and taking them out is not as painful anymore. I have noticed though that there is one sensitive part, which is one here, which is just right here where there's one tooth that sits behind another. So I guess it's currently moving, so it becomes sensitive, especially when I'm brushing my teeth, because I use an electric toothbrush and that can tend to be quite intense. But other than that, it's pretty fine. In terms of speech, I do consciously speak when I have my aligners in, because I feel like I have a lisp and I also get dry mouth. So again, it forces me to remember to drink my water, because my mouth just feels constantly dry. And another thing is, it's not really recommended to drink anything other than clear water or clear liquids when you have the aligners in, because they can discolor. Yeah, but that is sort of my first impression so far. So let's put these in and see the before and after of how I'm speaking right now compared to how I'm speaking with the aligners in. Like, this should be fun. So these are washed, my hands are clean, and I'm just gonna pop them in. And how I have learned how to do it is just like this. Oh god. Okay, bottom one's in, that wasn't too bad. And then top one. Okay. Okay. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So the align, oh, so the I feel like I kind of lisp. So aligners are in, perfectly simple. They literally just slot in and out. This is day 4 of wearing them, so I'm sort of now used to that motion of putting them in and out. One thing I have noticed though is it kind of makes me have a permanent pout. Like, this is me resting, but it's sort of, the top one sort of plumps my lip a little bit, which is interesting to see, but it's not major. It's not like, it doesn't interfere with much, you know, but they're in. I don't think they're as noticeable. I do have to consciously swallow, because what I've noticed is I now overproduce saliva, so I have to consciously, you know, swallow and make sure that I'm not spraying anybody whilst I'm talking, because that is not cute. But I don't know, you guys, you tell me, like, can you hear a difference between 2 minutes ago versus now in terms of my speech? I feel like I have to consciously enunciate, consciously like pronounce words in their entirety, otherwise it just doesn't come out as smoothly as I would want it to. But in terms of work, speaking to people, it hasn't really been that much of a hindrance. And also one thing that is on my mind is that I am, you know, I'm doing this for a greater reason. Although I sometimes think to myself, like, why it's so long? Because I really deeped it. I said 11 to 12, 1 year of this, 1 year of this. I said, man, it's gonna be a long adjustment. It's gonna take some time to adjust, but I'm on this journey and I can't wait to see the final results. I guess that's the only thing that's really keeping me going. And the good thing about Invisalign is that they now have an app, and in the app you can do so many wonderful things, such as you can actually log in your time in terms of how long you've had them out to help with your manual tracking, because you have to have them in for 20 to 22 hours. But I have just told myself it's 22 hours, just so if I don't hit 22, at least I'm hitting 20. But you can manually put in the time that you're not wearing your aligners, and you can also set a timer. As soon as you're ready to start eating, you can set the timer and then ask it to remind you in half an hour to put your aligners back in, and it will. So I think that's a nice little thing, so it feels like you're not alone. You have a buddy there reminding you to put your aligners back in, which is good. So if you have any questions about anything that else that you would like to know, please leave a comment or a question down in the comment section below. Yeah, happy to get into anything. And also leave me any questions for my next video, because my next video I'll probably film it a month or 2 months from now, just to show you guys the current progress at that time. So let me know any questions that you would like me to address in that video. And I hope this video was super helpful and informative. If it was and you enjoyed it, please give your girl a big thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.